This Mavuika combo has been everywhere. I even used it for my dire clear. But it is not the ultimate way to play, nor something you can use in every scenario. So today I'm here to give you 3 more advanced ways to play Mavuika. I will explain the inputs used and some tricks around the hardest combos, but even for players that are not very good mechanically, I have something for you. I believe that Mavuika should never just make donuts. Let's start with the CDN Combo. I want to answer 2 questions. How do you actually do it, and where should you use it? The combo is a loop that starts with a charger attack, then cancelled by a dash into a normal attack. This last bit looks really hard to perform, but in reality we can make it very easy to understand and hopefully to do. Try this yourself. Press the attack button once and then press it again right after, but this time you keep holding it. Just 2 actions, tap and hold. This is called buffered input. You're giving an order to a character before they're able to do it. The game remembers it, and once the character is out of their animation, the next action comes out. We are telling Mavuika to charge attack while she is normal attacking. So the charge attack simply comes out when she's done with the normal one. This behavior is everywhere in Genshin. It makes the game feel much smoother. You don't have to exactly click at the right time to do normal attacks on Yoimiya. Your inputs constantly enter a queue that will then result in the character taking actions without pauses. This is the reason why I tell people to not try to time this Mavuika combo and keep it to clicks. The first gives you the normal attack, and the second will cue the charge attack to happen right after. If 2 normal attacks come out before the charge attack, it simply means you were too slow. Of course, some timing and practice is still required, and I didn't get it at first either, but a few months ago I found a content creator on Bilibili I will link below that explained it exactly like I just did, and since then I managed to do it very consistently. For mobile players the tip is exactly the same, tap and then hold. Another part that is important is the dash. This should be done as soon as the charge attack hits, and you should see both the charge attack and the dash damage coming out almost together. A tip I can give you here is to wait for the rear wheel to be close to the enemy. That's your cue to start dashing. And this dash is not just to cancel your animation, because the entire point of this combo is to have 3 damage distances in a quick succession. And the reason is internal cooldown. A hidden rule in Genshin that in short enables Mavuika to only get a reaction every 2.5 seconds or 3 hits. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but all you need to know is that this combo does nothing but spam 3 hits to force a reaction on the charger attack, which is one of the strongest hits Mavuika has, and it's now even stronger with the Vaporize or Melt. And by now you can guess where to use this combo. You use it when the enemy has so much Hydro or even Cryo on them that no matter how many reactions you get, every charge attack is able to Vaporize or Melt. Of course, the Stygian Tolpa right now is the perfect example, but we don't necessarily have to stop there. Melt is a forward reaction that pretty much always consumes any cryo aura, but if we were to apply enough of the element, then technically you could still use it. These are very advanced teams that require coordination with the aura and the combo, but they enable Mavuika to get the highest melt count possible. Examples are Silali plus Escoffier or even Ganyu, or the use of anemo units infused with cryo like Sucrose and Kazuha. More melts doesn't always mean more damage, but a character like Sucrose, played very well, can honestly compare to Shilonen. If you want a good place to practice it, the recently released map has a local legend that is simply perfect for it. You can pretty much try it non-stop. Now let's ignore reactions for a second. Teams like Chevrus and even Monopyro teams actually can still use this combo, but to really be beneficial we need such a good execution that I wouldn't really recommend it. We still have the minor perks of activating a passive like Facial C6 or generating extra fighting spirit thanks to Mavuika's normal attacks. Yes, she has that and I bet you forgot about it. But the thing is that without reactions we lose value out of a faster combo that uses buffs uptime and elemental mastery better. We are left with pretty much very low, if not even negative rewards, and an unnecessarily hard execution. So at that point, while I find the previous combo very interesting and with perks for the most tryhard players, there is one way of playing Mavuika that I think everyone should know about. And it is much easier. We use the exact same concept of spamming 3 hits to force reactions, or just get straight talent multipliers out of a combo of 2 charge attacks plus dash. You can use this when you have a Hydro Aura on the enemy, like with Yelan or Furina. Small tip here, the bursts of Yelan and Zinchu are still activated by starting a charge attack, so that's also covered. This combo is also great when you're playing without Vapor Melt, so just for damage. The only more advanced tip I want to share here is that you still want your dash to come out as soon as possible. If you're slower than 2.5 seconds, you might mess up where reactions happen, and you really want them to be on the charge attack and not on the dash. These two ways of playing Mavuika are unfortunately still not enough to cover every scenario. What if we are playing a single source of cryo, like Silali or Rosaria? Here the melts need to be coordinated with the cryo aura. There is not enough of it to try to spam them. And this is where I spent basically half an episode of my 7 advanced tips series on. The charge attack final combo. This coordinates your melts to not only be on charge attacks that deal good damage, but also on 2 or 3 charge attack finals, which deal even greater damage and will result in even greater melts. This combo generally uses one of Silali, Rosaria or even Escoffier, as they all refresh the cryo aura on the enemy exactly every 2 seconds. Our burst melts, 3 charge attacks are used with the first one melting, and then what we will do is delay our charge attack finisher, which is performed by letting go of your attack button. One cue that will help you out is to wait for Mavuika to be close to the camera. We are delaying this action because performing it faster than 2.5 seconds would make Mavuika apply Pyro back to back, and we don't want that. We get a big melt, we then dash, which you honestly don't have to, it's just a good way to reposition to squeeze in some free damage. And finally, 3 more charge attacks. If you dashed, the second will melt. If you didn't, the third one will. It doesn't really matter. Charge attack finisher again, and that's another melt. Now you can just switch, or alternatively use the very last bit of cryo aura for another dash into a charge attack into a finisher, with another melt, but this last execution will not be buffed by many things. So to recap the charge attack final combo, it's 3 charge attacks, delayed finisher, dash or not, 3 charge attacks, finisher. If you want to continue, dash, charge attack, finisher. And finally, I want to speak with all the players that somehow reached this part of the video, but they will still use Mavuika just to make donuts. There is something for you as well. In a classic melt team, such as Silali or Rosaria, you actually have a few ways to make sure you don't apply too much pyro and lose melts. The simple one is to wait, right after the burst, for cryo to be on the enemy. Once it is, you start your donuts. You count 4 of them, then you jump, and then you keep going. Super simple. Technically, you can also time your donuts to start with such a delay that even without interrupting them, you get most of your melts. But at this point, you might as well learn a better combo. I will never stop saying that I'm so glad Mavuika has all these optimizations. She can be easy to play, but she can also be hard and rewarding. Which is one of my favorite things when Hoyo gets it right. They definitely did with a few Natron characters in my opinion. Hopefully not Cry will be even better. I finally just want to say that in my 7 advanced tips video, I included a more in-depth explanation of the charge attack final combo that also includes buff up times and many other tips to boost Mavuika's performance. Go check it out. Big shout out to all my Twitch, Patreon and YouTube members for supporting me and allowing me to make content. Join them if you want or join one of my daily streams. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.